What's up, everybody? I'm kinda known to be a straight and honest guy. I say what I mean, and I don't sugarcoat things. Well, I received a blade in the mail today, which I am grossly underwhelmed by. This is it, in a white sleeve. Let me get that sleeve off, and out comes this. Quite an impressive presentation, actually. You have this cardboard box with a magnet closure. You open it up. Oh, you have some foam. I think there's also some paper in there. Yeah, let's get that out. You open it up, and out comes this. A knife and a sheath. It's a very nice presentation. Really, I haven't seen that on the unboxing videos here on YouTube. It really is very cool. The box is. So let's get the knife out and the sheath out and get the box out of the way. So this is it. The Boker plus TUF. T.U.F. Falsely advertised by many Americans, unfortunately, I have to hand that to you, as Terry's Urban Fixed Blade. The designer is called Terry, but it is called Terry's Ultimate Friend in reality. So this is it. I have saved for this knife a long time. It's around a €40 knife. I paid $38.90, and yeah, I've had that on my list for a long time. Watched a lot of vids, reviews about it, read a lot about it, and it never got crossed off my list. But holding it in hand for a couple of minutes, I wanted to send that piece of crap back immediately. First off, the blade is marked Boker Plus on this side, and for 40C 2826 on this side. You can see the reflection of the camera. It is mirror polished, but when I first got it out of the package, I thought there was, you know, some foil around, you know, some clear foil. Foil, is that the right word? I don't know. You know, stuff you wrap your sandwiches in, because it was, you know, smudgy looking, and it is smudgy looking. It looks like someone, you know, took an oily rag and wiped it off this way. You can see minimal grind lines, vertical grind lines, but over there it's like a film. It's like an oil film or something. It looks absolutely awful. You can see how weird that looks, the camera looks. I don't know if the camera will do it justice. It's a very weird look. Also, on the pictures, didn't really come out that the tang is about 2 millimeters thicker than the scales on the spine. Tapers down a little bit. It's not everywhere the same, sticking out. Well, the handle scales look like they're too small for this, but I think this is intended. You can see that in this angle very good. So you can see the pins in the wood are polished on this side, and what the fuck is that? I mean, come on, how hard is it to polish a fucking pin? Quality control much? So you can see the wood has some swelling in the middle for the palm. You can have it in 2 grips. I have very large hands. Well, not very large. I have reasonably large hands, and I can hold it right on the back, you know, over the scales with my pinky in the hook choil, and up front, you know, choking up a little bit. The blade shape is pretty much very classy, kitchen knife looking, but what you can see if you look very closely, it's not a continuous drop. It's a drop until about there, and then the angle is slightly steeper. So it's not a continuous line up until there, and then it drops a little bit further. Well, I can certainly see that when I have it in hand. I think like this you can see it. Good belly, actually. Full flat ground, quite lean behind the edge. It is sharp. Unfortunately for a blade that size, the blade finish absolutely sucks. It looks so awful. Yeah, it's sharp, not razor sharp. Of course, behind the camera it's always very awkward. It is plenty sharp. And the wood, yes, the wood. The wood is actually Coco Bolo. And I thought, well, from the pictures, that it would be a little bit like the Bubinga wood on the Opinels. This is a 15-16 euro knife. Oh my god, this has a perfect mirror finish. Super clean. And this one has been used plenty. Tip is a little bit snapped off. And beautiful wood for $16, 16 euros. This one almost 40, and the wood really does look like shit. It is very rough. The pores are so many scratch marks in there. Of course, the swelling, they are pretty even with the tang. Oh man, and you can see the color. This wood is much brighter, lighter colored than this. This is darker. This one actually looks decent. It's not super pretty. But this, what the fuck is that? That looks awful. It really looks like shit. I am sorry, but this is just my sense of aesthetics. This really bugs me. This scale really bugs me. And I cannot send it back to the seller because the value is under 40 bucks. I would have to pay around $7 only for shipping. That would be on my watch. And also I cannot sell this because 38 bucks is as cheap as you can get. And I would lose money from that as well. So I do regret it. I do regret buying this knife now. If I had known that the scales are so much smaller than the tang is, because that didn't come out on the pictures or on the reviews. Not to bash other YouTube reviewers, but that's something I haven't heard. The wood on pictures actually looked much prettier. But I mean, does this look good to you? I may treat that with some oil, camellia oil or something. Maybe wipe it off with WD-40 before that to see if the coloration gets better. But this really does look awful to me. It's supposed to be a dark reddish brown. Hey there. And the blade finish, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Maybe go over it with some very fine sandpaper. Yeah, now you can see it. Looks a little bit like orange peel, but it's not continuous. It does look really smudgy. It's not pretty. So I think the performance of the knife will be good because it is full tang. It has quite a thick stock, not super thick, but reasonably thick. The point is not so fine that you would think it would snap off immediately. The grip, I thought it would be a full hand grip from choil to choil, you know, this choil to this choil, but it's a little bit larger. I have to extend my hand like that. The edges are rounded, not too much, so it's still a little bit edgy, but that's fine. I know I have high standards, but 40 bucks for a knife is not super low. You can get knives for $13, folding knives that are very well constructed, and this made by a German company in China. Well, I'm not super excited. My battery is crapping out on me. Quick thing about the sheath, it has some Velcro and the loop. It is right side inside the waistband. The retention is very good. Velcro loop and a magnet that gives a little bit of extra retention to the blade. The sheath reminds me of the one of my Kershaw Antelope Hunter. You know, glued leather, pretty much the same sheath actually. You can see the differences, or the similarities rather. Very similar sheath. Smells a little bit, not the highest grade of leather. And this is how you attach it. This goes over your belt, and this one inside the waistband, or outside the waistband, but you know, on the inside of the belt, right side. So thanks for watching. Hope it was interesting. If you love this knife, please feel free to comment. But this is my experience with the knife, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Roll Tide.